XFM News on point.
The news on XFM. I'm Chris Tim. The chairman of the Electoral Commission, Simon Byabakama, has written to the Inspector General of Police requesting him to instruct his officers to stop restraining presidential candidates from campaigning in some districts. Byabakama states that he has received a complaint from the presidential flag bearer of the National Unity Platform, Robert Kyagulanyi, accusing police of the continuous blocking of his rallies. Byabakama says candidates should not be denied access to any district provided that he or she follows the approved timetable.
As a commission, we have taken seriously these developments and we have written to the Inspector General of Police pointing out the criticality of campaigns by candidates within the roadmap. Provided a candidate is acting within the law, is complying with the guidelines and observing the SOPs, I do not see any reason as to why that candidate should be prevented from going to the venue if his presence in that area is in accordance with the harmonized program. So we have written to the police. We are waiting to get their response on the issues that we have raised in that correspondence.
Presidential hopeful Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, a.k.a. Bobi Wine, has asked the people of Bulisa to vote him as the next president of the Republic of Uganda in order for them to repossess the mineral wealth in their land. Bobi Wine yesterday assured the people in Bulisa that a vote for him is a vote to save their lake, land and other resources. He added that the biggest income-generating mineral resource and main source of livelihood for the local people is the oil, and the lake has been taken over by a few individuals in government, which needs to change. He reminded the people of Bulisa that the ongoing road construction works are for transporting oil, and it's therefore upon them to see how to put it to good use. Former spy chief and presidential candidate Hannington Timokoni has promised to ensure prompt payment of salaries for men and women in uniform. Timokoni says security is an integral component of every functional state and therefore needs to be given special attention by giving them fair and timely remuneration. Speaking to his supporters in Okokolo Town Council, that's in West Nile, yesterday, Timokoni also promised to solve the problems of the veterans just like him.
I want to be president because of you. If I'm president because of you, I owe you a debt, isn't it? So make it a point, make me president, then I'm president because of you. Fathers who served in the former forces, I want to solve their problem once and for all. No more mawanja, no more stories, no more promises. Once and for all. The same as the veterans, we shall solve this problem once and for all. You know, there is a big difference between using the army to get power and being part of the army. There's a big difference. Me, I'm a soldier. I know there are problems.
In some other news, the Ministry of Health plans to recruit over 1,000 professional counsellors to help in mitigating the impact of mental health challenges in the country. Dr. Charles Olara, the Director Health Services Curative in the Ministry of Health, says the Ministry of Health has considered integrating professional counsellors into the service delivery of the health sector in order to increase psychosocial support among traumatized people. He explains that previously they have been diverting nurses and midwives to do counseling, yet they are also constrained with their core functions.
We are finalizing the structures this year. So if this is done, depending on the availability of resource envelope, but what is important are these positions will be there and we define out what's the person specifications, and then how many are needed per facility. In this country, we have close about 7,000 health facilities. So if we looked even at probability, yes, the ones which are mainly the clinics might not be able to do, but if you look at from the level of national hospital, regional hospitals up to hospitals and the health center force, these are about 1,000 health facilities.
In Africa news, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says he is launching the final phase of the army's operation in the northern region of Tigray after weeks of fighting. He said the military would try not to harm civilians in the regional capital, Mekele, a city of 500,000 people, and urged residents to stay home. The TPLF party, which controls Mekele, has vowed to keep fighting. The UN warns of possible war crimes if the Ethiopian army attacks Mekele. UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet said the city's inhabitants were in deep peril. Hundreds of people have reportedly been killed and thousands have been forced from their homes as the Ethiopian forces have seized various towns in Tigray from the TPLF. In sports, Mikel Arteta has challenged Nicolas Pepe to improve his consistency after the Arsenal winger reacted to Sunday's red card against Leeds by helping the Gunners to cruise into the last 32 of the Europa League following a 3-0 win last night. Pepe was accused by manager Arteta of letting down his teammates after being sent off at Elland Road in the Premier League, but Arsenal's record signing responded with the opening goal in a fine individual display against the Norwegian side, Molde. Elsewhere on the night, Jose Mourinho described Dele Alli as a team player after the out-of-favour playmaker's performance helped Tottenham to the brink of qualification for the Europa League knockout stage thanks to a 4-0 win against Ludogorets. And that's the latest XFM News.
XFM News on point.